If you are planning to get married, you need to come closer and listen to this interview. Hi, my name is Moza-Bella. Welcome to our show, Lessons from Failures. Our guest today is a mom of an autistic child, a friend, and the world's most followed wedding photographer. She has 620,000 followers on Instagram and 863,000 followers on TikTok and tens of million views on these platforms. If you're like me, you're probably wondering, wow, how has she done that differently? Exactly. And she's here with us today, the person behind the camera, capturing all the people's most beautiful moments. And today, I'm putting her on the spotlight. Lauren Ashley, welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
I'm so happy to be here.
So you have done, wedding photography for like a long time. So how long have you been doing this?
So I've been officially doing this for 12 years.
Wow.
And I've been doing, small intimate weddings, and I've also done huge elaborate weddings as well.
So how many weddings total?
I don't think I've ever counted, but I would probably have to say like 500, maybe 600 different types of weddings.
And you travel all over the world.
Yes.
Yeah. So then tell us, tell us more about that, traveling and capturing people, the most beautiful, sentimental moments.
Yeah, so I do a lot of weddings in the Chicagoland area because that is where I'm based, but probably about 40% of my weddings are either internationally or within the United States. So, I mean, I've had some crazy stories where even one time I photographed a royal wedding in Paris.
Wow.
But I initially thought it was a scam because it was this person calls me and they're like, it seemed too good to be true.
Right.
They're like, we want you to photograph a royal family. I got a whole new bank account because I was too scared of them doing a bank transfer. They booked me business class tickets. I still didn't even think it was real until I got there. And they hugged me, they accepted me like family. They had me sit in the reception room with them. It was the coolest experience.
And how did they find you?
On Instagram. It was crazy. She's like, I saw you on Instagram. It still blows my mind.
That's awesome. So, and that was just one experience, right? And I'm sure that you have so many others.
So many.
So then on that note, so what was the difference? With a person, like an average person's wedding or the royal family?
Everybody is different, when it comes to love. And for me, the most important thing is the love between the couple, right? So I do all sorts of weddings, like I said, from very intimate elopements to high-end, multi-million-dollar weddings.
Yep.
I treat everybody the same. I love everybody the same. There are more exciting things where Mariah Carey is singing at the wedding, but then there's also moments where it's just 5 people and it's close and it's intimate. So, I do photograph and I specialize in luxury weddings. I was able to have that opportunity because of my social media blowing up. But at the same time, I still love those close, intimate weddings.
Yep. So then I know that you're a mom. So tell me, how hard it is to be a mom, a single mom, and running your own business.
Yeah. I mean, it really comes with kind of giving yourself some grace, number one, and setting boundaries and a lot of time management. I try to make sure that I take care of my son, especially because he is special needs with level 3 autism. It's coordinating therapy, having a great support system, and saying no to certain things. My big specialty is weddings because I work weekends and then I try to be home with him Monday through Friday, which is what got me into weddings in the first place.
Yeah.
I wanted to be there for him and support him and give him the life that I so desperately wanted him to have, where I wasn't working that 9 to 5.
And how old is he now?
He's 14 now.
Oh, wow. So it's been a long ride for you.
It has been a wild, messy ride.
Yeah, but you've done this very successfully. So what do you do, Lauren, that could help you to overcome those challenges?
For taking care of Noah?
Taking care of Noah, your son, and being a wonderful, successful entrepreneur. Because again, I know that you travel a lot, right? So you've been traveling all over the world, and then you want to manage your time to be able to be with your son and run the business at the same time. So there are a lot of challenges.
Yes.
What has helped you to overcome those challenges? There must be like very hard time. Like, and take good care of yourself. You know, look at you. You're gorgeous. You fit. Like, it just, how can you have it all?
Yeah. So for me, I would always recommend telling people, get a mentor. Get somebody that is going to support you and has been through the thick of it already themselves. Asking for help is okay. People have it in their heads. They're like, I don't want to ask for help. I want to do everything myself. The best thing that has happened to me was hiring people to help me, whether it's full-time employees, a business coach, or a mentor to kind of give me that guidance. And it also gives me extra time and allows me to have better time management.
That's wonderful. So that is the key. Yep. So having a mentor, somebody that you trust and look out for your success.
100%.
That's wonderful. 5 years ago, I know that you lost your loved one. And that was probably the most darkest moments in your life. Would you like to share with us about that?
Absolutely. So I met a man, his name was Ryan, and he had all of these traits and qualities that you would just like love in a person. He did let me know early on that he was an alcoholic, but I was just not really aware of like what that meant. That was not something that I grew up with. He did let me know that he was an alcoholic, but I wasn't prepared for the ups and downs of what that came with. He did wind up relapsing during COVID. So many of us suffered mentally during COVID. He kept relapsing and relapsing and relapsing. And after a while, we had really good days and we had really bad days. But then it brought us to the worst day. I came home and I found that he had taken his life. And for some people, they would fall apart. And in those days, I did. But then I used it to prepare, I used it to propel me to a higher level. I didn't want to be a victim. I wanted to be a survivor. And I wanted to say, I've been through this, and I've walked through the fire, and I made it to the top.
That is so powerful. You want to use your own life experience to propel you to be at a higher level. You don't want to be a victim of your own story. Who helped you going through that moment, that time?
Yeah, if I get emotional, this is so normal. I had a girl, she was a wedding photographer also, and she just worked for me at the time. And I have an amazing family, I love them, but my family was always raised like, everything is fine. Don't show that emotion. Yeah. I had my best friend, she's now my best friend, come into my life and hold my hand and allowed me to express my emotions in a way that I had never experienced my whole life. I was able to say, I am feeling sad. I cried in this girl's lap, someone that I barely knew. She came and lived with me for 9 months and never left my side. And I've never experienced love like that in a platonic relationship before. So even after she moved out, she said, I'm gonna call you every morning. Even if you're not feeling up to talking to me, I just want you to know that I'm here and present for you. And it has been 5 years later, and she still calls me every morning to this day. Yeah.
You know, it's such a blessing, right? Because some people, they will go through these moments and they don't have that friend.
I agree.
You know, it's not that that person is not good or whatever, but, you know, they just don't have that kind of support now. And that is very important that you just said that, you know, when we are experiencing grief, right? Sometimes that person wouldn't want you to tell them what to do. They just want for you to be there.
100%.
And just listen and to be present. That is so wonderful. So it sounds like you have a great support system.
I do.
That is very fortunate. All right, so then after that, so that was a moment, right? And then you use that lesson and you now thrive to be a wonderful, successful entrepreneur.
Yes.
So where you are right now.
Yeah. So going back to my story.
Yep.
I decided to share my suicide loss story on the internet.
Yep.
I remember crying online and people watching me just my face is soaked in tears, and I remember putting that story out there because at one point someone had asked me, when Ryan had passed away,
Yeah.
I had asked his family, what do you want me to say? Because most people would say, I don't want you to mention that he took his life. Yeah. It's frowned upon. But his family was like, you should tell the truth. And for me, that was a huge step into finally sharing my story. Yeah. I posted it on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and people came all over the world, literally just saying, we love you, we support you, we appreciate and value your vulnerability. And that was when I started going viral on mostly on TikTok at that time, much more personal stuff online.
Yep. I don't think that I ever told you this, but I found you on YouTube.
On YouTube, okay.
On YouTube, and that video. And I didn't know you then, but I felt that she's so authentic and she's so real. And I just love that. And I just thought that, just let's reach out to her.
I
never
love that.
told you that, but
no,
that's
amazing.
Maybe that's the video.
Yeah, it's probably the one that I'm going like this. Where I'm like crying. Yes, yeah. I do remember that. And I was honestly afraid that people were not going to book me, but actually people started booking me more because they were like, we feel like we know you. Like, we feel like we can emotionally, personally connect with you at such a deep emotional level because of your story. And that was so amazing.
Yeah, that is so good. You see, you're right, because human connects to human, right? I know that nowadays, and you've seen it, people can make, pictures look so beautifully, perfectly beautiful with AI, right? But here you are going out there and you have your all techniques, right? And I know that you kind of a mentor in your space, because people ask you questions all the time about how to capture, like how to make good pictures. Yeah. And I have seen your work, and if you want to go and take a look at her work, it's amazing. It's just different. She captures the moment, not just the face, it's just different. So then, so tell me a little bit more about what you think about the AI product, versus yours.
Yeah, I'm honestly not that worried. People are saying, they're like, are you worried? I was like, I am not, because I think what's going to happen is people are going to look for more realness now. AI is still fake. Yeah. And because I photograph mostly weddings, people want to see the most truest form of themselves. That's kind of why this whole vintage, old school photography is actually becoming so much more popular, because you can't really replicate it. It's different. Or film. People want to hold now the photographs from their real wedding in their hand now. So people are saying, are you worried about it? I'm not. It has actually helped me when it comes to editing, because what used to take me before like 10 hours on something might take me 1 hour instead.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, that's a tool, not a replacement. It's a tool to empower you. I know that you are successful, right? But I would like for you to share with us from your own experience, and I know you have dreams and vision. Are you where you want to be right now?
I can honestly say I am like the happiest I've ever been. Financially, I am in such a good place. Emotionally, I am in such a phenomenal place. I am now a Nikon creator, which is such a huge thing. I am able to speak at different places such as WPPI. I am doing a podcast now where I can help people. I'm finally in a place where I say, I can tell my story, because time has passed and I have healed so much, and I want people to experience what I have experienced, where you can go through a hard time and still say, now, 5 years later, I'm in such a better place.
And after today, you can say that I am on a TV show.
Yes, I can say that.
So now you're a mentor, you're a public speaker. So people can just contact you and ask you to speak?
Yes, so I have a website. It's heylaurenashley.com. You can contact me there in our contact form. You can also email us at lauren@heylaurenashley.com.
Okay. So if there's one message that you would like to share with the audience today, what would that be?
No matter how bad it is, no matter the circumstances, it does not define you. Your story can make a difference with friends, family, or even a stranger. You don't want to look back 5 years from now and say, I was afraid. You want to look back and say, my hard times tried to cheat me out of life, but you didn't let it.
Thank you. That is so beautiful. And then I know that you are working on something to empower people that going through challenges in life, right?
Yes. So right now I'm doing the podcast.
Yep.
And I'm able to have people reach out to me and I can help them with their business or wherever they're at emotionally. I can do 1 hour, I can do 2 days, or we can also offer a yearly where we meet up monthly.
That's wonderful. So Lauren, I just want to say thank you very much for being with us today and sharing your story truly, and it's so real. Your story is a beautiful reminder that failures isn't the end of the world. It's often where our true journey begins. I know that I've learned a lot from you this morning. And I hope that all the people here, you learn from her as well, from her story. And to everyone at home, remember, we all stumble, we all fall, but if Lauren's journey teaches us anything, is that we can pick ourselves up and build something even more wonderful. I'm grateful that you spend this time with us today and keep showing up for yourself, because failures, flaws, and all, because that's where your story comes alive. My name is Moza-Bella. Thank you for being with us today. And until next time, stay authentic, keep growing, and impact as many people as you can.